antidote suffering, jot it down if you want to stop suffering. First, you got to know how you suffer and recognize and be honest. Second, you can't tolerate. We all get what we tolerate. So you have to make the decision. I'm going to be in a beautiful state the rest of my life. It doesn't have to be happy. It can be determined. It can be curious. It can be committed. It can be energized. It can be grateful. It can be loving. It can be happy. It can be any of these. But I want to be that every day because I'm capable. And I've shown you early you are, because how fast can you change your state, my friends? How fast? Come on, guys, how fast? If you stop using your mind and you use your body and your heart, your spirit, that's what will put you there. The mind won't keep you there. It might get you there for when things go your way, your mind will feel happy. But what happens when they don't? I was talking to him the other day and he was telling me all about his company and he lost the company, he built it up and it was $1 billion company. And then, the venture capitalist guys voted him out of his own company. I said, welcome to Steve Jobs' world. And they told me this new company's creating, but he doesn't want to put it into, he's afraid of getting hurt again. I said, you lost that company for a reason. Perhaps it's so you can build this company, which is going to save people's health. What if you and I, we stop the suffering by having one new belief? Here's what I believe in my soul. Life is always happening for us, never to us. We think it's happening to us because of our minds, but it's all happening for us. Even the pain, even the disappointment, even the problems. If my mother had been the mother I wanted, I would not be here today. If my father had not left, I would not feed 1 billion people, much less 9 million, much less 1,000. Maybe life isn't always about getting your preferences. Maybe life is about you becoming more. And when you do, you feel more alive and you have more to give, and that's the purpose of life. Because when we're giving, we're outside of ourselves. There's no suffering when we're giving. In fact, when you're most happy and excited about something, what's the first thing you want to do? How many of you, the minute something great happens, you want to share it with somebody you love? Raise your hand if that's what you want to do. Say, I. Why? Because when you share it, there's only so much you can feel inside. Even if it's sex or rock and roll, love, drugs, whatever you think is going to float your boat, money. You only feel so much. But when you share it, it multiplies. So here's the antidote to suffering. Identify your favorite flavor. Make the decision that says, I will not suffer. I'm going to live in a beautiful state no matter. What if it rains on your parade? What if your best friend screws you over? What if somebody yells at you? What if you get humiliated? What if you go broke? What if you lose your job? Could you still be happy, yes or no? Are there people who lost arms, legs, been blinded, lost their family, and they're still loving and happy and beautiful, yes or no? Yes. And they aren't just Mother Teresa, they're not just Nelson Mandela, they're any human being who decides to live where it's not about themselves. Sisters, I love you so much. The reason I want to support you, the reason we made those prayers that I decided I was going to fulfill those for you is because you don't just feed people, you love people, people that no one else, people have forgotten. And you're there every day and you ask for nothing. And I know that's why you're fulfilled, and I honor you both. I love you. Give them a hand. So I came to give you an invitation to come back home to yourself, to what you're made for. And it's beautiful that you do it in business. Can you live a spiritual life in the middle of your business? All it takes is live in a beautiful state. And we see people that seem like assholes, they're suffering. Have compassion and bring your beautiful state to them instead of your judgment, because you can never influence somebody when you're judging them. But if you can give them love when they're not loving themselves, there's a possibility of the suffering ending. But no one can do it for them, not even me, and not even you. We can end our suffering when we take 100% responsibility for our experience of life. Not what happens, our experience of life. We can't control what's going to happen. There's going to be earthquakes, there's going to be deaths, there's going to be people you love that leave. You're going to get sick, there are going to be problems, but you can still have the most magnificent life. But it requires coming back in here, not just here. And it's hard when you're as smart as all of you are, and I'm not blowing smoke. You couldn't be here unless you're the cream of the crop in terms of your intelligence. I'm fairly smart too. But you're smart, and then there's wisdom. Wisdom is found in your spirit and your soul. Wisdom is when you connect to what matters most. What have you suffered over? Who have you suffered over? And is it a time to end that suffering? If you do, there's a level of freedom, joy, and love that I can promise you is more than any you've ever experienced. And I'm trying to tell you, some of you know what I'm talking about because you've experienced it. But I'm talking about every day, every moment. And I'm not saying I never suffer. I'm saying when I suffer, I end it. The best way to end suffering is kill the monster while it's little. Don't wait till it's Godzilla eating your whole city in life. If you turn yourself and train yourself to do it. And by the way, I did this 1.5 years ago. And to give you an idea, what happened was I felt the most joy I've ever felt in my life, and then I had 3 incidences. And you understand how I entered the room. I've been on stage for 39 years, working with 50 million people. I give my all every day. This is easy, this is 3 hours. My average seminar is 50 hours. My stress here is 3 hours. Because I don't like to talk, I like to go deep, as you might gather. And I like to condition it when we get up and do things. There's only so much time. In those 50 hours, I go full tilt. And I've been doing that for 39 years, and I clap like a crazy man. I jump much more intensely in here because I'm toning it down for you guys because you think I'm crazy when I first come in, especially when you guys start in with your energy. I look like a maniac. But what I found at that time is doing that, hammering like that, it damaged the nerves in my arms, and so all of a sudden I couldn't sleep on my side, which I've done my whole life. No big deal, I'll sleep on my back. It's painful, who cares? I manage pain. Every great athlete does that, every good person does that. But then my wife was freaking out, saying, honey, you're choking, you're not breathing. And I was exhausted, and I went in and did a sleep study and found I had sleep apnea. But it was extreme. In 17 minutes, I stopped breathing 18 times. That doesn't make for very much rest. That doesn't make for health. So now I have this really sexy device. It's called a sleep app. You stick it on your face. It's a mask and it pours oxygen. You will get girls with this shit, I promise you. But they'll be in the hospital, the girls that you'll get, right? And so I'm like, I can't believe this. I'm breathing through this breather now because of these nerves. And then I'm kind of crazy. I'm snowboarding and I rip 3 rotator cuffs. Not a problem, it's painful. I'll get it worked, but then the pain won't go away and the pain becomes nerve pain that's shooting so bad. I know how to deal with pain, but on a 0 to 10, 9.9. And it's so severe I can't sleep. I'm in so much pain and I don't want to do surgery. And the surgeon says, well, it's in your spine. He comes in and tells me it's not just your rotator cuffs. You have something called spinal stenosis where it's tightening around your spine and crushing the nerves. And there really isn't a solution. We can do surgery, but it's no guarantee and there's side effects. And the guy, when he first tells me, oh, I've been in your business mastery program, I'm making $1 million, 2 more a year, and I went to this other place, he's telling me to change my life. And he goes, now I gotta tell you I'm your doctor, I'm gonna show you something. Your life is over. That was his bedside manner. I had not trained him, obviously, in these communications.